that miraculous shift, and all of a sudden it's just like, oh my gosh, my life is different.
Watch them grow, perceive, devote. This is the seed, light the show. Watch them grow.
Hey guys, Princess India here for the 99 and the 2000 whatnot, or whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
The purpose of this intro is to break down to you everything that I usually say in the beginning of each sign's video, but the intention of it is to cut down on time so we can jump straight into the messages and into the reading. I decided to be really extra and separate this into X.
X number one.
I start with a pick a card. Now, what is the purpose of the pick a card? The purpose of the pick a card is actually the extended reading. So the 3 cards that we pick are actually never really talked about here. I don't want to send everyone over to Vimeo to get an extended that they may not need. So in the event that you watch the YouTube general and you feel that you need a little bit something extra and you decided to pick a card in the very beginning, you would follow me over to Vimeo at the end of the video and you would go by that group that you picked. Act number 2. Right before we get into the cards, usually around the time that I'm shuffling, I give you guys any intuitive messages or visions that I saw for your particular sign. The whole purpose of this is to set your energy and to set your intention and to give you guys a general energy for the month in accordance with whatever comes out with the cards. Act numero 3. It's number 3. Act number 3 is just a reading. It's not awkward. So anywho, let's get into your reading. Hello there, Pisces. Let's jump right in and get started with you guys. Pick a card. So I actually, Virgo was prior to you guys, and Virgo, with their energy, tuning into their energy, I was led to use a different deck with them. I was led to use the Sacred Rebel deck for their pick a card, but for Pisces, not surprised, Pisces, but I was led to use another deck with you all, which was my Activations Oracle. It's a Sacred Geometry deck that I acquired in a really weird way. I'll tell you the story one day. But go ahead and pick your number if you haven't already from the intro. And I'm going to go ahead and lay these cards out and let you guys know what each group's overall energy is. And then we'll go straight in to you guys' intuitive message. So if you picked card number 1, we have healing. If you picked card number 2, we have universal love. Oh, this is getting interesting. And if you pick card number 3, we have Gaia. I like to say Gaia like that, I'm just saying. So group 1 is healing, group 2 universal love, and group 3 is Gaia for our extended reading. So let's go ahead and get into you guys' intuitive message. So what I picked up for Pisces intuitively is a vision. The vision that I saw was of a person. Well, at first I didn't know it was a person actually because it looked like a blob. But it looked like it was in reverse. Like if you think about, you see a person melt, and if you put it in reverse and it's like the person comes back into a person, so it's like a blob and it goes back into a person. It's exactly what I saw. So it's almost as if Pisces was just like poured out and melted, like the Wicked Witch of the West or something, be in touch with water. And then suddenly the person sucked back into themselves, was a whole person, but it's almost like there was a click and then like a light came out. So what I got from that, Pisces, is coming into November, I feel like you guys may be feeling either all over the place, you may be feeling stretched in many directions, and I mean it could be something as specific as, sadness, depression, feeling, very chaotic and all over the place, like not feeling yourself and not feeling fully together. But the thing that I'm getting with that is you guys regrouping in the month of November. There's almost like something clicks and then a light goes off, in so many words. And the way that I feel that for you guys, I wouldn't necessarily say, it's purpose. That's literally what it is. It's like everything that we're talking about in that dynamic is going to be in alignment with one's spiritual destiny, your divine purpose, your calling, and things of the sort. It feels very creative and entrepreneurial to me. So it's almost as if, and then it kind of brings my energy back to the new moon as well. So it's almost as if whatever chaos and calamity that you all were going through, and I feel like I said this for you guys before. I can't remember if it was in October, if it was in September. But I feel like whatever darkness you guys are coming out of, it's a little bit of residual energy that's following you into November. So you may not feel like yourself in the beginning, but I feel by the end of November, you guys are going to be back together. And I feel there's going to be some type of click, light bulb, or inspiration to either pursue something creative or something entrepreneurial. And it's more or less going to shine light on the darkness you guys came out of, meaning that it would become something that you can utilize to create something that's more beautiful. So let's go ahead and jump into you guys' cards. Our central energy for Pisces is the Seven of Cups. That's not on point. This is challenged by the Five of Wands. I like where this is going already. Past influence, we have the Nine of Cups. Oh, this is great. Underlying influence is the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, Pisces. Your above energy is the Page of Cups. Oh my God. It's just like everything I just said and it's making me so happy. And going forward, we have the King of Wands. Oh my gosh. I like when my intuitive messages come out in readings. I'm just saying. So here's the thing, Pisces. Like I talked about, being in the beginning of November, I'm not going to say for some of you, it could very well be the entire month, you know, that you may feel a little confused. But for most of you, I feel it's just coming into the month. But that's for very good reason. So this is like, I can't remember what reading this was, but if you guys watch me, I'm pretty sure you remember. But I was talking about a hazy cloud. So it's almost like being on a path. And I think I talked about this in the one of the Libra readings too, where it was like being on this path of light and suddenly this dark cloud comes along out of nowhere, right? And it's like, what happened? But I was saying that that was just temporary and like a liaison phase until you came out of the darkness and back onto your light path. But there's something very valuable to learn in there. I can't remember which reading that was, but I remember saying that. But that's what the Seven of Cups is symbolizing for me. It's more or less, and I'm seeing this slightly different. It's not really so much that you guys have so many options to where it's like, I don't know which direction to go in so many words. The only people that I feel would really be feeling that you have a lot of paths you could take would be those of you who are coming out of a situation where there has been an ending and you've come into a time where there's a complete blank slate. So it's kind of like starting life over. So that's like, you know, whether you're graduating or you got divorced or, you know, something like that to where you're starting over. That's the only ones where I would see it's like many paths that one can pick. But for others of you, what I'm really feeling is that there's a lot of options and a lot of paths that one could take, but you're not able to see them because of whatever darkness occurred in October and is following you guys into the energy of November. So it may be very well feeling as if there aren't any options when there are many. And it's more or less there needing to be a shift energetically in your emotional realm to align with a more high vibrational energy, which is something as simple as optimism, you know, or looking to the future, or looking in alignment with what would be fulfilling for you on a heart level or a soul level, and really standing into your power to be able to have that click moment to where you know what direction to go into. Now, with this being challenged by the Five of Wands and this being an after tarot, I consider this card my ceasefire card, because typically the Five of Wands is a card that's all about, you know, like conflict, inner conflicts and things of the sort. But I feel the challenge to overcome in the month of November that is going to offer you guys clarity, whether that conflict is an internal one or it's one with you and people external to you. The key to this is standing in your power. Why I call this my ceasefire card is because if we think about all the dudes like slapping each other with wands and things of the sort, we're talking about this one guy who decides to stand in his power and everyone else sits down. So it's almost as if there was an inner conflict within him that manifested without, and because he was engaging with it, people continued to engage with him. And that's just how I see the card. But in the moment that he decides to stop fighting and to stand up in his truth and his power, everyone sits down and waits for him to give, you know, the charge orders or the direction of, okay, where do we go next, right? So what this is kind of saying to me is that any level of confusion or chaos or senses of feeling lost or darkness in you guys' life, that is a byproduct of not standing in your truth, in so many words. And what I mean by standing in your truth is living a life that is in alignment with what fulfills your heart's desires, in so many words. And it's like the moment that you guys align with that, it's like any chaos, confusion, or calamity that's around you, or anything that you guys have been putting off, or anything that you guys have been avoiding, it's like all of these things are going to come into alignment once you do. But that could be a myriad of different things. If we kind of pull from this Nine of Cups and you guys past influence, what this is kind of telling me, in accordance with the cards that we have in our central energy, what it's saying to me is that whatever event has occurred prior to this, and like I said in the intuitive message, it keeps bringing me back to the new moon. So whatever has happened around that time frame, or we could just say October in general, whatever cut out, ending, shift, whatever, anything that's happened as, and I don't necessarily want to say a life altering event, but anything eventful that is kind of, let's say it like this. In the beginning of October, if you guys had a clear vision of how the next 3 months were going to pan out, anything that happened that would change that clear vision of how you thought things were going to pan out for the ending of the year, whatever that is, right? What I'm seeing with this is that, and I've said this with another sign too, is that this situation may not look good, but it's literally the best thing that could happen to you, because I feel the vehicle that this shift came in did not look like wish fulfillment, but wish fulfillment is driving the vehicle, if you follow me, right? Wish fulfillment is definitely driving the vehicle, but it's a need to have a shift in perspective in order for one to see that. But I understand where there's an inability not to. Now, if we want to talk about how, right, to get out of this, it's like if you can't find anything positive or optimistic about the situation that you're in, what I can tell you from our underlying influence energy, which is the 10 of Pentacles here, we're talking about something that you guys are stepping into that doesn't look like a good thing, but I can tell you energetically it is, or it's an inspiration for you guys to follow, with the Page of Cups being in your above energy. So this can either come in the form of a person making you guys an offer, right? Or a message that ends up coming in from someone, or a letter in the mail, text, email, what have you. Or this could just simply be a creative idea, something that you guys think about pursuing. So it's more or less whatever path you guys have been on. And I'm saying this illustratively, the path that you guys are on and the energy that you're in as of now, it's limiting, because either there's confusion of not knowing how to move forward, or there's an inability to see that there are other options moving forward. In order to combat this energy, one would have to align with its opposite, right? With the polar opposite of this energy. The form in which this energy would come, it's either going to be on the anchoring side of it, being friends, family members, people who remind you of yourself and thus inspire, like the truth of who you are, the beauty of who you are, and thus inspire you guys to take action on something. Or it could be you guys grounding and anchoring yourself with something that's familiar and something that's stable and home oriented, right? And a creative inspiration comes from that, right? Or it could be like a project or a creative venture or a business idea that you guys had past tense that you were pursuing, that for some reason you stopped, and it's electing to pursue this, or to just, I mean, if it's something as simple as literally just like, I don't know, you had a business idea and you decide to just like revamp your website, right? So it's like, I'm not going to publish it. I just want to tinker with the website. I feel something like that is going to give you guys just that much of an energy shift that you need to transfer from the energy that you're in into another one, to all the things that I'm seeing becoming very clear to you, and thus being able to look back at the past situation and being able to see it as like, wow, this is more or less something that's setting me free to get me in the direction of what it is that I really want, and thus being able to, with the King of Wands going forward, being able to transform your past experience through your perception, if that's making sense. So it's making the best out of a bad situation, taking pain or any negative situation you guys have been through and transferring that into art or into a message or a book or a calling or an initiative or a nonprofit, and being able to utilize that to help other people, right? But with the King of Wands going forward, I see the King of Wands as a person who's very resourceful in so many words. It's like he's someone who can, take, I always say, like a shoestring and a paper clip and a paper cup, I cannot talk right now, and make magic happen in so many words. So I'm seeing that for you guys, not just in the sense of it being a literal creative project or a literal business, because this, making magic out of, spare parts could literally be your life. It could be taking your experiences and looking at them in a different perspective and rechanneling them in a way that empowers you. So in so many words, the overall theme for Pisces this month is you guys going through this evolutionary process of stepping into your power, right? But like I've been seeing a theme for a lot of the signs that I've done so far, it's like this is a process in which one is taking ownership of the steps that they're making, the shifts that they're making, and the changes that they're making. So it's not really so much like that miraculous shift and all of a sudden it's just like, oh my gosh, my life is different. It's more or less like that wake up call. I need to do something different. I want to do something different. Wow, this is a part of myself that I forgot about. Let me align with that, breathe new life into it, and move forward, if that's making sense for my Pisces people. And I hope it does. So I would say the theme of this month, Pisces, is empowerment. It literally is. It's empowerment in every sense. And clarity comes through you reattuning with your power. Conflict ends with you reattuning with your power and you being the one who steps out of the fray and steps out of the fold and thus sets an example for every other dynamic in your life in so many words. But any inspiration that you guys get, any opportunities or, options that come in that kind of speak to your heart space or to your calling or even something that you guys left behind, I would take full advantage of that, because I feel with the Page of Cups, whether this is a message, offer, opportunity, whatever, I feel that what's coming in for you all this month is trying to work in accordance with this underlying energy to get you guys to where it is you're trying to go, to get you to what it is that you want. But just looking at the page energy and the King of Wands, to me, that's more or less where y'all are wanting to go. Having the Nine of Cups, it's like, and the Ten of Pentacles is something you're already in possession of that you guys just can't see right now because of this chaos and confusion. So the only thing that I would kind of give you guys a heads up about is I think that this Page of Cups could be something that comes in a way to where you could potentially overlook it. Like you may not see it for its value because the way that it's presenting itself is as a page, and you would be hoping that it would come in the presentation of a king. And I'm saying that illustratively, meaning that like in levels. So it's being offered to you on page level, but this thing has the potential of king level, right? Because the underlying root energy that's influencing all of this is the Ten of Pentacles. So you guys are close to the Nine of Cups. The Ten of Cups is what's pushing this to get you from the 9 to the 10. But I think because of what's going on in you guys' inner world or immediate space, you would see this page as not the opportunity that it really is. So anything that comes in, I don't care if it's an ideal, literal person, job offer, whatever. It's like, pay attention to that. Make sure you tune in with yourself. And I feel the key signifier with this thing that's going to come in, it's going to speak directly to your heart space. Like this thing is going to be very reminiscent of wish fulfillment for you, whether that's a dream or, something that died or something you felt like you had to give up on. It's like, I feel this is the thing, you guys stepping in alignment with this is what's going to lead you to this, this King of Wands energy, like being fully in your power and fruitful. So it's like being in your power and having, I don't necessarily want to say fruits of your labor, but I guess that would be the best way to say it. It's like you're going to be in your power and then have external symbols of that said power in so many words. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like if you were an artist and a nonprofit art organization comes and offers you a CEO position or a position as a curator. So now are you not only standing in your truth, you have tangible 3D evidence of everything it is that is your truth inside of you. So it's synonymous in so many words. So it's almost shifting or trading that chaos internally, the chaos externally, for power internally and power externally. I hope and pray that makes sense. So we're going to throw the dice of resonance. You know what I'm saying? If you guys have a yes or no question, you can go ahead and ask that now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the answer to your question is no. We have Scorpio, we have Moon, we have coworker boss, and we have Leo. So the answer to your question is no. Moon, Scorpio, Leo, and coworker boss. And this is interesting. And the dice of resonance, I don't interpret, y'all. Y'all know that. But the thing Spirit's telling me now, and I've never said this before, but Scorpio's reading is up. Leo isn't up yet, but I'm telling you guys, let me stop thinking and just say what I'm being told. To watch Scorpio and Leo's videos. I don't know if it's in your chart or not. I'm assuming that if I'm being told this, it really doesn't matter. But there's something in Scorpio's video for y'all and something in Leo's video, which is news to me because I have not recorded Leo yet. So that should be fascinating. So we're going to roll the dice that have no name. Fascinating. It's always surprises over here. Okay, and that fell. All right, we have... Oh, I'm going to have to throw again because I still haven't written anything for Mars. I'm going to get it together, y'all. I promise I'm going to write something for Mars. I don't know what planet that is. But we have Aries and we have the number 12. Get my little doohickey. Let's see. What planet is that? Oh, Uranus. Oh, and the whole reason why I did the whole intro thing was because of me. You know, I'm Taurus and then, Uranus is in Taurus. And I was like, we're going to get this together. You know what I'm saying? That is fascinating. Okay, so you guys have Uranus. It says, oh, wait, I have extra stuff for this one. All right. So for Uranus, it says, you're being called to become more than human. It's a call for change and growth in our consciousness. Your motivations are shifting from personal to spiritual. The pilot of your soul's evolutionary drive or desire is attracting outer events. Oh my God, this is so on point. The synchronicities abound this month, man. Wow. Your soul's evolutionary drive or desire is attracting outer events and situations into your life that reflect the inner needs. These provide the stepping stones for your spiritual growth. Oh my gosh, this is so freaking true. That's exactly what's happening for a lot of people right now. And that's interesting with this being Uranus, because the whole thing that inspired me to do the whole intro before this video was because I was thinking in between me juggling my practice and the channel and just looking at time frames and stuff, I was like, I have to find a way to be more efficient. And I was like, if I start doing the intros, that cuts out on a lot of talk time. And it's more or less looking at the fact that externally speaking, because it's different things I've encountered that made me start thinking more efficiently. And this in so many words is saying how Uranus draws situations and circumstances to you to more or less have like that little light moment or that epiphany to see like how I need to change, how things need to change, how situations and circumstances in our lives need to change in so many words. And that's exactly what it is I'm seeing for you guys. So it goes on to say, the challenge is to become more than human, mental understanding of the higher planes of consciousness, intuitive intellectualism. It's a word I made up, but I feel that exists. You know what I'm saying? It's taking the higher mind and applying that in a very strategic and practical way in so many words. Realization that you are a walking miracle, spirit and bone, heaven on earth, a walking paradox, applying practical methods to intuitive wisdom. Oh my gosh, Pisces is so dope. Y'all know we got a special connection, Pisces, you know what I'm saying? Look at the fact that y'all got number 12. Y'all are like the 12th sign. I'm just saying. Moving right along. So with the number 12, you guys' major arcana for the month is the Hanged Man. And if we were to reduce that down, we would get 3, and that would be the Empress. And the themes of this are divine timing. Are you happy with what you've created? This is putting so much power in your hands. Spiritual lessons, blocks, and ending cycles. Time for inner work to identify lessons of this cycle via repeating patterns. So in November, man, not to say that this month isn't an action-oriented month for you all. Looking at the Hanged Man as you guys' arcana, as well as the Empress, what we're really talking about is taking some time to be still, to surrender, and to go within, to reattune to the truth that exists inside of you, the Eden within, if you will, in so many words, to tune into, oh my gosh, that's so fascinating. I'm looking at the 3 groups for Vimeo, and it's Universal Love and Gaia. Wow, and healing. That's so interesting. Okay, so all of these remind me of Empress energy, very much so, and it's a whole lot of heart chakra green going on. But anyway, moving right along. So it's attuning to that energy to reattune to your truth, right? So you guys know how it is that you should progress forward. So it's taking this time to, exactly like what we said in our intuitive message, is to change perspectives on your experience up to this point and to rebirth that into something beautiful, in so many words. But that has been your November reading, my wonderful Pisces peeps, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot, or whatever. So we're gonna go head over to Vimeo to get more into our 3 groups and to extend the spread. So if you're about that life, follow me over there. If not, it's totally cool. I still love your freaking face, and I will see you guys sooner than later. Because I feel heavily everything it is that you guys have wanted or desired is here. It's just I feel like I have to keep repeating that it's not coming in the form that you expected. So with my group number 1 people, I feel this chaos and calamity that is occurring with you guys, but there's still being this desire for something different, is in the fact that we are doing. So for my group 2 people, the thing that I'm really feeling with you guys is more or less the solution to any challenges you guys are facing this month is seeing. For my group 3 people, I feel a huge part of you guys' personal growth and evolution has a lot to do with needing to be